Talking Hats, and we're back here for some NBA playoff action. We're going to get started with, let's see, let's start with the series that ended last night, the Minnesota and Memphis series. We'll talk about that and then head on to how everything else played out. So go ahead and get us started there with the Memphis and Minnesota series.
I loved it. I'm happy that Towns was crying. I loved it that they beat him in Minnesota. I loved that. I loved how John Morant monsterized dunk, poster size, whatever you want to call it, dunk of the future, whatever you want to say. I just like the way the Grizzlies played. You can't take anything away from them. They were just wow. Minnesota, you have to give the golf clap. They did what they did, but they're young. And that's what makes them very dangerous for the future. But if they don't learn from their mistakes, they're never going to win. Towns cannot start shooting from the outside thinking he's Dirk Nowitzki. As Dale has stated numerous times, and I have as well, you're 7 foot something or 6'10", whatever, you're astronomically tall. Get in the paint and score your 20 to 30 points and 15 rebounds a game like Joker. Do that. If you do that, you're going to help your team instead of hurt your team. And I felt that they're so young, they want to do them like the me way instead of the we way. There's also the me way when it comes down to it, it's me. But when you're trying to get to it, it has to be we. And they're not playing we ball, they're playing me ball. And it showed yesterday because the Grizzlies just took it to them. Even though it was close at one point, they pulled away in the fourth quarter. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are freaking bullies. So John Morant's the Ferrari, and then Desmond Bane and Dylan Brooks, those dudes are like Mack trucks protecting that Ferrari. So Minnesota had a lead, and I think every game in this series, and they had big leads in some of them. Last night's game, they were fully in control of the game, and they, like you said, this series was it was an education for them. They're a team that has the talent to make some noise. They could have made some noise this year. They could have closed out these games. They would have given Golden State a challenge. They would have given them a run because they have Anthony Edwards, a dude who's all heart. But what this series did for a guy like that, it was an education for them. It's going to show them what they need to do to close out games next season. They're going to be dangerous. They'll be in the Western Conference Finals next year. I'm throwing that out there right now because they're that good. They've got that kind of talent. And all they need is an Anthony Edwards. He turned Karl-Anthony Towns around as a player. Karl-Anthony Towns was playing like butt towards the end of the season, but he stepped up I'll give him props because he stepped up for the most part in the playoffs. They didn't close out these games, but he played well. He played at a level where he needs to play, but that needs to be sustained throughout all 4 quarters for them to close out these games. Anthony Edwards played well throughout every game. He was hitting big shots at the end. He just didn't have the help at the end. He'll have that next year. The coach learned from his mistakes. They're going to be dangerous, but all credit to Memphis where it's due. They're bullies. They're going to rough up Golden State. They're not going to back down from Draymond Green and his trash talking. They're going to give them a run. That's going to be a highly entertaining series, as this one was. This, in my opinion, was the best series to watch. If you're just watching basketball, it was so back and forth, so physical, just high-level basketball. It was very enjoyable to watch. I'm looking forward to that next series, Golden State and Memphis. I don't plan to miss a game. That's going to be some great basketball. They're physical.
7 games, man. I think it's going to go 7.
Yeah,
I think it's going to go 7.
I can see that. Barring injury on either side,
yeah,
that could go 7. John Morant keeps them in the games, man. He's such a warrior.
I mean, like, we knew when he came out of Murray State that he's going to be something special. And he's proving it day in and day out. And with the help, this reminds me of like the old Memphis Grizzlies where they had Zach Randolph and Mark Gasol. But this team is more finesse with the bullying in them. So it's almost like, how are you going to play them? Are you going to go like, if you're going to go mano-a-mano, they can play mano-a-mano. If you want to run up and down, they can run up and down. They have, surprisingly, they have the 3-point shooting. I mean, they're not lacking it, and they're getting hot at the right times during games. So Golden State, like, my only thing with Golden State is they can blow the doors off of you or they can just hang with you. So there's no in between. So if they have to blow their doors off, they're just going to come and just outscore you. But I don't think you can do that with Memphis. I don't think you can.
Yeah, they were pretty even during the regular season, but Clay didn't play in any of those games. So
Right.
that's, of course, going to make a difference. But I don't expect a blowout anywhere because Ja Morant, like they could have been blown out in that series, but Ja Morant kept them in every single game. So I don't see that. I just see physical back and forth basketball, and whoever wins the series, this series is going to take a lot out of them going into the next round.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very entertaining. But on to the Suns, who had a little bit of a struggle with the Pelicans, and Alvarado, he's freaking annoying. I don't usually like players like that, and I don't know that I like him either. But I respect the fact that he helped them hang with the Suns. My guy Devin Booker being out, that helped them too. But he came back for the last game there and gave them a little boost to get them over the hump. That was a pretty good series too overall. But I think the Suns did what they needed to do. Chris Paul, I hope that having to shoulder the load there didn't take too much out of him. Going against Alvarado, that I could tell he was kind of spent at the end of those games, but he should have a little bit lighter of a load to carry there with Booker back. Ayton stepping up. I mean, they're solid. So the next series should be another good one.
Yeah, my biggest fear is what you stated is Chris Paul overworked. Is he too exhausted from all the that what Alvarado put on him in the last couple of games? With Booker coming back, he looked okay. He looked good, but I don't think he's the same.
Not 100%.
Yeah,
he didn't look 100%.
And that's what scares me is he going to tweak it again if he's going to go all out? Because you do need to go all out now with these games. And has that taken a toll on the team? And are they going to play up to their capability, or are they going to just be in the middle? And that's what we have to see. I hope not. I hope it's an entertaining series, but with so many what ifs, I don't see them moving on past this series.
Yeah, that's not a crazy thought because Dallas handled business against Utah, even without Doncic there in the first couple of games. You had Brunson step up, and so that helps his confidence in the playoffs, and so that gives Doncic some more help. The Suns, this will not by any means be a cakewalk for the Suns. This is going to be both Western Conference Finals teams are going to come in worn out because both of these series are going to be physical. They have the potential to be long, and Dallas could very well, with Luka, man, they could very well take this series from the Suns. This is another one that's going to be very entertaining. So I'm definitely looking forward to some more playoff action there out of the Western Conference.
Part of me don't want the Dallas Mavericks to win because of Dinwiddie and Bertans. This part of me just
Bertans isn't playing, so he hasn't sniffed the court.
Really? Okay, I haven't really kept up with.
No.
I just don't want. I know Dinwiddie said what he had to say. I just felt kind of spited. That's all. Just a little spited. That's all.
Hey, he didn't want to leave. They wanted him to leave, so I don't.
I know. I'm just being like,
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But what about predictions? Both of those games are going to go 7.
Who wins?
Both of those series are going to go 7.
Who wins?
I will say that's hard because
it is.
Because in Dallas versus Dallas versus Suns, I will have to pick Dallas. I'm picking Dallas to beat the Suns. I'm going to say the Grizzlies are going to beat the Warriors.
Wow. 2 upsets.
Yeah, 2 upsets because you just see something different in the Grizzlies. It's just that they don't back down. Even though when they were down by 12 or even 20 points, they just don't back down. They learn. The thing is, they learn from their mistakes and they just blow the doors off. I don't know if you can do that against Golden State, but I just feel that they have that mentality now that I don't care. Yeah. So, and with the Suns and Dallas, with the injuries and the what ifs, I'm picking Dallas. I mean, because Luka is going to put on a show. He's going to put on a show. He plays the brightest when the game's the biggest. So
yeah, I'm going with the chalk here. I'm going with the favorites. I'm going with Golden State because I picked them in the beginning to win the championship. So I'm sticking with that. And then on the other side, I'm going with the Suns. I'm just because I'm rooting for Chris Paul, and I think Dallas might be a year too early, and then they're missing a piece still. If they can get a piece in the offseason, they're going to be in the finals next year because Luka is just, I mean, he's the second most dominant player in the Western Conference behind Jokic. So he's carrying that team on his own. He needs some help. He won't be able to do it on his own all the way through. But to get them this far, a lot of respect. But this is where it ends. So
that's
on
good.
to the Eastern. What was that?
I was like, we have differences to so this is the thing.
Good. That's how it should be. Yeah,
it should be always.
So on to the East. The beasts of the East, the Celtics, swept as predicted the Nets. We both called that. The Nets you said the Nets didn't have any depth, and that showed. And really, what it came down to is, Kyrie was fasting. It really took a lot out of him. People say Jaylen Brown was fasting too, and what happened there, but Jaylen Brown had more help. Kyrie only had Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant even looked depleted. He was just out of gas. I don't know what was going on, but the Celtics beat him up. Every game they beat up Durant, and then Kyrie couldn't help out. So that was hate to say it, a pretty easy sweep for them. I know the games were tough, but I don't think there was never any question in my mind, even in the last second bucket, that the Celtics will win all these games. Tatum is playing at his mama mentality, Kobe level. That makes me think that they're going to give the Bucks a run here, but we can get into that one. And then the other series, Philly and Toronto. Man, poor Embiid. He got beat up in that series, and he's out here indefinitely. So let's get started on those.
So the Milwaukee Bucks are the defending champions, so you have to go through them, and they're a tough play. I mean, they play you tough, but I think the Celtics now have found how to win, and how to win like convincingly. Brandon Tatum, as we always say, has found his inner Mamba mentality, so he doesn't care. Like he's at a level now that he's going to take over the game in the fourth quarter, and they play smart. So the way they guarded Durant, Marcus Smart too. Even though I hate to say his name, but you have to give credit where credit is due. But they're going to guard. I think they're going to guard Giannis how they guarded Durant, the same length to try to put not double team him, but spacing double him. Meaning, whenever Giannis gets the ball, they're going to play kind of like a zone kind of scheme to make him shoot the ball instead of driving it into the lane. And that's where Giannis is very weak at. They're trying to they want to turn him into a jump shooter. And I think they're going to do it. And with Jaylen Brown and all the other pieces that the Celtics have, it matches up pretty well with the Bucks. They're like a 1-for-1 when you're going down the talent and the shooting and timely scoring. Now Tatum is like, you can fairly say he has the Kobe mentality, the Mamba mentality already in him. So you're not going to stop him, and he doesn't want to be stopped, and you can't. So I'm going to pick the Celtics to win this in 6.
Yeah, I could see that, especially with Middleton being out, and he's out for the series. That's already been called.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's going to be tough for the Bucks to hang in there with them. The Celtics are complete. They're healthy. They've got Jason Tatum playing at an elite Kobe-like level. And they've got the other guys playing their roles. Everybody's on that team is playing at a high level right now. So can Giannis hang in there without the help? It's tough to say.
Yeah.
I'm picking them, though. I'll pick them in 7. This is gonna be a tough series, but Giannis, I think with them getting over the hump last season, he's gotten to that level where I don't think he can be stopped. With them getting there, I know they're going to throw everything at him, but I think he has what it takes to overcome it by himself. I mean, he's got Holiday for some help. He's got Lopez out there shooting. He's got Connaughton. He makes some threes here and there too. It's going to be tough, but I think he can do it. I believe in Giannis.
You believe in Giannis. I believe in Tatum.
I do too.
believe in Tatum.
I do too. So
Yeah.
I'm not making this pick, not expecting the Celtics to have a chance. Of
Right.
course they do. Of course,
Yeah.
I don't hate your pick of them in 6 at all. I could totally see it. 100% I could see that.
But it's the Giannis factor that's kind of throwing a little bit. Yeah, I can see that too. But I just feel that like for something they like the Celtics have figured it out. Like they figured something out, and it's working. And they're on a high after winning. They're going in like we swept the team that people thought are going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I expect the Celtics Warriors finals. I expect that, but I'm still.
Do you? Okay.
I'm still picking the Bucks. Whoever wins this series will win the East because on the other side, I mean,
yeah, I mean that I really don't want to. That series is gone without Embiid. I think Philly's done.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Yeah,
but Miami, I've been hating on them. I can't anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if they swept the Sixers. I could totally see it. I don't know how long Embiid is going to be out. I don't know that him being there will make that much of a difference. Miami might be too deep for them, and definitely very well coached. I would not be surprised if they sweep him, even if Embiid comes back. I'll predict that.
Yeah. So I will say this: I've never been a Doc Rivers fan in the playoffs because he doesn't win in the playoffs. He'll take a team to the playoffs, but I don't think he knows how to win in the playoffs, and that's where he lacks. It's not about the talent. He has all the talent in the world. I mean, you have the second best center in the league playing with you, but he's injury prone now. You can say he's injury prone because he's been injured in the playoffs and these injuries are not like ticky injuries. They're like significant. That can like cost you your career. I mean, your orbital bone. I mean, that's your eye socket.
They need Harden to score 60 every game to have a shot, and I don't know I don't know that Harden exists anymore, and that Harden never existed in the playoffs. So
yeah, it's one of those things. It's just
they don't have a chance.
No, they don't have a chance, and I agree. I think it'll be like a. I don't think even a 6-game series. I think it'll be a sweep. A
sweep or a gentleman's sweep, one or the other.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah,
and then the Bucks or Celtics will take out the Heat. So that's where my respect for the Heat ends. Is the next series.
Exactly. but I mean, I'm done with that. I mean that series is going to be. I don't think I'm even going to watch that series now.
Heat Sixers. Yeah, I don't have any interest in that either.
Yeah.
The Heat are not my favorite to watch. Kind of boring. Yeah. And then those games shouldn't be any good either. So, so we've got so we're going to have our predictions say either you've got the Celtics and Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'll have the Bucks and Heat Eastern Conference Finals and take the Bucks there. So it'll be, in my opinion, it'll be Bucks Warriors in the finals, and we'll see how this all plays out.
I'll say, I might even say the Grizzlies and the Celtics in the finals.
Yeah, and that would be a highly entertaining series.
Yeah.
Physical, and good basketball,
Good basketball up and down. We'll see. I mean, the weird stuff has happened in the NBA playoffs.
That's all we've got for this week. Last words?
Peace and love, man. That's it. Peace and love.
Subscribe, follow, support. Support us, we'll support you. Talking Hats, we are out for this week. Thank y'all for sticking with us. Peace out.
Peace.